Hi, my name is Bill Hess. I'm from Alexandria, Louisiana with Central Louisiana in Film. Here today at the AFM for Actors Reporters.
Kurt Kelly from Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. And we're with Bill Hess, who is with the Louisiana Film Commission.
Yeah, I'm the Chief of Development for Central Louisiana. We're all divided in regions.
Right.
You have Baton Rouge, New Orleans. They're separate regions in themselves because of the number of films that are done there. Central Louisiana is south of Shreveport all the way down to Baton Rouge, and that entire area in the center of the state.
Now, it's interesting because your state, as you've noted, is divided into different sections. And as a result of that, there are, in some areas, different tax incentives than the overall state incentive because of local incentives.
Right. Well,
how does that work?
Well, for the state incentives, it's throughout, you said it's throughout the entire state.
Right.
30% tax credits, and then an additional 5% if you hire Louisiana labor,
right,
or talent. The incentives, for instance, for Central Louisiana that are exclusive to us is that we provide free location scouting as one big incentive.
Right.
And we do that because there's really no reason for you to have to spend any money to check out a place that you're not familiar with. So we want to do that free location scouting for you, and then if you like what you see, then we take it from there. We also provide free security through our own police departments.
Free security.
Free security, right?
I like that.
That is good.
That
right?
just took a big hunk off the line items.
And then free casting calls for you if you need that. We also negotiate reduced hotel rates for crew, and we do very well with that. We have excellent hotels that understand the film industry and are willing to drop their rates down substantially. So
the 30% state incentive plus the 5% for hiring crew, when you add in the other perks, if you will, could in essence go up to 40, 45, 50%.
Well, it can, and and here's why we do it, okay? For the filming in New Orleans and Baton Rouge is a given. They're well established, and the same with Shreveport.
Right.
So really there's a line waiting to get into there. For Central Louisiana, we have to try really a whole lot harder. People are unfamiliar with us. So we have to make sure that we can provide proper incentives that will be attractive enough that would be willing to come to our central region. The other thing is that by doing that, by coming to our region, that means you're going to have to pay more as far as crew is concerned to house them while they're up there. So to fill that gap, that's where we provide these free other incentives to reduce that gap that you're going to have to spend by housing crew and cast.
Now, I am familiar certainly with the other areas of Louisiana you talked about from living in Texas and driving through there on the 10. But what cities of larger size are in the central region? Well,
the primary one is Alexandria, which is where I'm based out. You're dealing with a municipality that has 50,000 within its borders and about another 150,000 around the greater area. Lafayette is another one that you probably are familiar with. That's in our area. But mainly they're small towns, many of them. Alexandria is considered the crossroads because all roads come into Alexandria, and the population uses Alexandria for their retail needs, for their hospital needs, and their employment needs. So it's rural, but on the other hand, we still have the advantages of having a large enough city that can handle the accommodations of film.
What are some of the films that would benchmark in people's mind that were shot in your region that they would go, oh, I saw that one?
I saw that one. Well, Loss of a Teardrop Diamond came in. We just finished wrapping with Escapee, which people are not familiar with yet, but they will be.
Who's in that one?
That's Faith Ford. Faith Ford starred in that. Her husband, Campion Murphy, did the direction of it. The television is probably our greatest niche that we're doing right now. We have a tremendous amount of reality shows coming in. Do a lot of that. Ghost Hunters has been there 3 times. With the Sci-Fi Network. Just finished wrapping up with them. Cajun Pawn Stars is another big one, which they like. And of course, Finding Bigfoot, Swamp People, and many others. It seems the reality shows are just in love with our region. We accommodate them very nice, and it's not a feature film, but the notoriety that it brings really means a lot to us, and also, quite frankly, the economic impact from those shows are significant.
Well, and I say this repeatedly when I talk with people from different regions about television and film. The unique benefit that sometimes a lot of governments and people in the regions overlook is that when a television show or a film of any substance is done in an area and people become attached to that,
that's right,
they want to go there for tourism. So there's that hidden economy that a lot of people don't realize immediately, but will realize there's a residual effect, which you're seeing in your own economy.
That's so true. From the Ghost Hunters show, we've been able to do tourism for ghost tours and things like that.
You'll probably have Bigfoot and Swamp People tours.
They do, and people follow these productions.
Absolutely.
And it has brought in considerable economic impact after they left, like you said.
Have you actually been able to track some sort of appreciable income throughout the state where you say tourism is up, 10 or 15%?
We see it peak after a show has been aired.
Right.
The last episode of Ghost Hunters, since we're talking about them, was about our Alexandria Zoo. It aired about a month ago, but then on Halloween night it aired as part of a marathon.
Right.
And we saw a significant increase in attendance in the evening at our zoo right after that show aired the second time. So
there's a testimony to it right there, the power of the media. Now, are you finding also that with today's technology, where, in the past you had to have such enormous budgets to do quality productions, and now with today's technology those numbers are shrinking, are you finding that people are more open to come, or it hasn't impacted that at all?
No, they come with smaller budgets, but more often. So I'm seeing the 900,000 to 1.2 million productions coming much more frequently, rather the $3 to $5 million budgets.
Right.
And many more independent filmmakers, definitely. And that's fine. That's fine.
Those are in some ways probably easier to accommodate.
Well, they are. It's less hassle, but it's still the same economic impact.
Right.
It really is, because they're more frequent than the larger productions, and so add them up, and it adds up to a significant amount of dollars.
Now, I realize you will have a bias with this next question.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to ask it anyway.
All right.
Because I've sat in boardrooms all around Hollywood and I've heard different perspectives on it. Of the tax incentives in the United States, who has the best?
Well, of course we do.
Okay, I see. I knew this was a biased answer. I got to set you up for that.
There's some that are more than us. Our advantage is that there's no sunset, as you say, on our tax incentives. It's good for the future, long into the future, and that is very positive when promoting our state to a filmmaker. They don't want to be in a situation where they plan on a production to find out that the state ran out of money, or that the legislature met and decided that we're cutting that in half.
Like Michigan.
That's right. Yeah, that place.
Yeah.
And so, I guess it's reliability and dependency. We can provide that they don't have to fret about it.
Well, and it's interesting because when I talk to different people around the country about doing films, there are actual groups that will go, oh, you're doing Louisiana. They have people who will buy those tax credits from people, unlike a lot of other states where it may be a little more touchy if you can sell or pre-sell or resell those tax credits.
Well, it's interesting. Our state will even buy back the tax credits that they issue to you. So it's like a guarantee.
Right.
Worst case scenarios is that the state would buy it back for 85 cents on the dollar. Now you can get more than that.
You can from the groups.
But that tells the producer there's really minimal risk here.
Very bankable.
And then also they can take that letter of approval to a broker or to a bank that is within Louisiana that works with the film industry, and it's not a letter of credit, but it's pretty close to it. So they can get some upfront money, maybe 20% of the budget in advance for a fee, to give the producers some startup funds. So that works good for the smaller independent filmmaker.
Fabulous. Anything else that we should know that's different from this year from previous years?
This year, I'm seeing many more of the smaller budget films coming in, but you know, it's not a bad thing. It really isn't. It's good. As I said earlier, we're going to see more frequency, more smaller films more often, and that's fine.
So there's not a change on the horizon for your tax credits? Everything's
not at all.
quo?
Not solid. Not
okay. And in all the years you've done AFM, which has been
6
going
years.
on 33 years now, so
yeah, this is my 6th year.
What's different this year?
I would say what is different this year is there's the folks that are coming in are more prepared to launch their production than just window shopping. They're coming to me and talking to me about productions that are within 6 months of starting,
right.
And I'm seeing more of that. They're more serious about what they're doing rather than
a more committed group.
Yeah, much more rather than just walking by my booth picking up literature.
Fabulous.
And so I'd say it's more different than what it used to be. I like that. I think it's positive.
Bill Hess from the Louisiana
Thank you.
Film Commission. I'm Kurt Kelly from Actors Reporter and Live Video Inc. We'll be back with more from AFM 2012, year number 33, here in Santa Monica in just a few moments.